Alright, so here we are again with the Xterra. I was having some fluid leaking from a power steering pump. This is the pump. You see the pulley right there. The banjo nut for the pump. This line runs up, reservoir, and then line shoots off to the other side of the vehicle for the gearbox. But I had leakage. I went to LKQ and I bought a new pump. And I bought a new high pressure line because I wasn't sure which one it was. Got those fairly inexpensively at LKQ, probably 10 bucks a piece. So I cranked the vehicle up. I had my daughter turn the steering wheel, and fluid was leaking from right around here. Right around here. It was shooting out like an arterial bleed, just shooting out onto the engine. So I knew it wasn't my pump, which is good. A little harder to change, but not a huge deal. It wasn't a pump, it was a power steering line. So I'm going to show you guys what needs to be done to do that. So down at your pump here, you have this banjo bolt that has to come out, 24 millimeter. Take that out, it releases this line. Disconnect this sensor. Come over to your reservoir, and you have to disconnect underneath. I can't get it underneath there. There's a return line for the power steering fluid. The pump just pulls right off of this hinge. Just pull it right up. It'll pull up. These are your high pressure lines here. Both of these lines go to the pump and reservoir and also go to the steering gearbox. So that one little 10 millimeter bolt there, you release that 10 millimeter bolt, and that'll take those loose. Then you go underneath the vehicle. Your lines continue here. There may or may not be a bracket here, and then there's a bracket here that secures it to the bottom of the vehicle. And it continues up that direction to your gearbox. Let me show you that. And here are the two lines coming in to your gearbox right here. Right here. Use your flare wrenches to take those off. To take those off, they will drain some. So have you something to catch fluid underneath. This job does not have to be done with the tires off, but believe me, it's 1,000 times easier if you do. So you replace those lines. This was the old one. This is my old high pressure line. The easiest way to put it back on is to go underneath, lay underneath, put this side up, put the other side up. Don't try and feed it from the top down. You'll definitely get caught. Be careful with those. If you strip them out, you're in a lot of trouble. It's best if you use some flare wrenches, some pipe wrenches to take those off, specifically designed for that. If you strip those, you are in a world of hurt. After you get that all hooked back up, then you're good to go. You're good to go. If you have to change the pump, it's not a huge job. It's just a little more reaching down. So if you don't have to change the pump, don't do it. But this sensor, you can see it's not hooked up. The line I took off with my old connection did not fit. I'll have to look and see if there's some way to splice in a new one. It's not a huge deal. The vehicle still runs without it. It's just going to alert me when there's a pressure issue. I'm not even concerned if I even hook that back up. So that's it. High pressure line. It's pretty much the same for all vehicles. And that's it. It's not a hard job. It's maybe an hour long, maybe an hour and a half, just because you have to climb underneath the vehicle several times to get it done. Be sure you disconnect your terminals. You got your ratchet down here. You can bump this and short something. So there you go. High pressure line on a vehicle.